James said there were giants there, and I wish that I cared at all. Story by you/Stefank1. There were giants that way. That was all James ever used to say. In the woods out back, down the path to the right, past the old sewer runoff, and into the clearing next to the skunk cabbage. There were giants. He would whisper it from his hospice bed. He was real good at that. James that was the type of kid that could tell a bedtime story so terrible, so shocking, that it made all the little hairs on your neck and arm prickle up like crazy. I am not so good like that, but I will try. They were three mean giants, and each was dirtier and nastier than the last one. The biggest one was the lady giant. James called her Big Red, on account of her long, matted red hair that was the shade of my bed sheets. She had a real crackly voice, and when James imitated Big Red, he coughed and gagged like he had some of her hair caught in the back of his throat. I always got a good giggle out of that. One time, James was so loud when he was doing the Big Red voice, Mom came into our room and turned the light on because she thought we were playing past bedtime. We laughed about that for a little while, but then she had to check on his medicine again. Big Red never wore any clothes. James said that was because there weren't any clothes in the world that could fit her huge, gnarly belly. Her skin was gross too, like a saggy pint of old ice cream. James said that Red reeked so bad that he would know if she was coming from a mile away. She smelled like burning cabbage and old French fries, and when she talked, two long, lonely yellow teeth poked out of her mashing gums and pinched together. She was also, approximately, a gazillion feet tall. The next biggest giant was a man giant, and he could not wear any clothes either. The other ones called him Rippo, and he was a trillion feet tall. Rippo was the meanest giant, because once he got a hold of a boy he would hit him until the boy was forced to fall asleep for a little while. He had all of his yellow teeth left, and they were sharp like knives that could cut through your skin in a second. James showed me the marks. The last giant was maybe only a million feet tall, and the clothes he wore were real dirty and gray, and ripped all over the place with weird patches. James called him Muskrat, on account of the fact his voice was always squeaky like a mouse. But Muskrat looked more like a cat. He was the best at slinking and sliding between the trees or making himself unseen. Muskrat reminded me of our house cat, Mellow, because both of them had really long nails. Every time those nails touched your skin, a thin red line would follow in its path. James showed me those marks, too. I didn't believe him though, not really. One day when James was at the doctor's office, Mom took me to the local library and found the biggest book on giants in the whole place. Mom was too sad to read it for me, but I got the idea from the pictures. There were never any real giants. Giants were make-believe, stupid stuff for kids and babies that lived only in stories and fairy tales. Even still, the next day at school, I brought my giant book to class and told them all about the things I learned. But when the teacher saw it, she just told me to read a more adult book and all the kids laughed at me. After a while, I got tired of James' stories. Each night was a new chapter. Sometimes it was where they lived, or what they ate, or who they unalived. I remember one night when he talked about how the giants used the bones of kids they ate as tools and decorations all around their old wood cabin. It was so scary and so detailed, but I still knew none of it was real. Soon enough, it was just downright stupid. How can you be scared of something you know is fake? 2 library books had already told me the truth, and even my mom had caved and told me there was no such thing as giants. One night, I told James he was a baby and I did not want to hear his dumb baby stories anymore. Not long after that, he got a lot more sick. Mom promised it was not because of our fight, but I did not believe her either. The doctors said the holes in his head were not healing right, and the little hospital at our house was not good enough. He needed to go to the city full time. When he got there, we stayed with James each and every day and night, but the news was always bad. One day, Mom told me James wouldn't be able to talk anymore. I missed the stories after that. Another day, she said James could not smell. I wondered how he would smell the giants and know if